let's find a patient's blood type. Before we do a blood typing test, we need to gather some supplies. Let's grab a blood typing kit, clean glass slides or a test plate, and a lancet to obtain the blood sample. We'll also need alcohol swabs, gauze, and bandages for completing the capillary puncture. For the test itself, you'll need items like a pipette for transferring liquids and a toothpick or stirrer for mixing the blood with the reagents, as well as gloves and a pen or marker for labeling samples. Remember, safety is always our top priority. Please review our bloodborne pathogen safety videos to refresh your memory on proper safety protocols, and always dispose of sharps and biohazard materials according to guidelines. Now that we're organized with the correct supplies, let's make sure we have the correct patient and that any necessary requisition forms are in order. This is especially important in clinical or simulated settings. Always explain the procedure to the patient so they know what to expect and feel comfortable with the process. You can use either a glass slide or a specialty well plate for this test. If you're using a slide, be sure to label each spot clearly before you start, so you always know which reagent is being applied to each drop of blood. Your kit will come with 3 reagents: anti-A, anti-B, and anti-D, also called anti-Rh. Always check that your reagents are not expired before performing the test. When you're ready, perform a finger stick. Remember to wipe away the first drop of blood to avoid tissue fluid contamination. Then place 1 drop of blood in each well. Or, if using a slide, 3 drops spaced far enough apart to prevent mixing. If you need to reference our capillary puncture video, over the first drop of blood, place a drop of the anti-A reagent. If you're using a well plate, make sure it's the well labeled A. Use a clean toothpick or stirrer to gently mix the blood with the reagent. Repeat this process for the B well with the anti-B reagent, and for the Rh well with the anti-D or anti-Rh reagent. Make sure to use a new, clean toothpick or stirrer for each sample to avoid cross-contamination, and never return a used toothpick to a reagent bottle. Wait 1-2 minutes. You'll observe either no visible change or visible clumping. This is called agglutination. This is what you're looking for. Agglutination means a reaction has occurred. Now let's read the results. In any well where you see agglutination, that indicates the corresponding antigen is present on the red blood cells. For example, in the A well, we placed the anti-A reagent, which will cause agglutination if A antigens are present. In the B well, agglutination means B antigens are present, since the anti-B reagent was used. For the Rh well, agglutination with the anti-D or anti-Rh reagent means the Rh antigen is present, and the patient is Rh positive. If there's no agglutination in a well, that antigen is not present. Let's look at a specific example. Imagine we've added the drops of blood to the wells, added the corresponding reagents, and waited for the reactions. What does this mean? Since the blood in well A with the anti-A reagent has agglutinated, the patient has A antigens and is type A blood. The B well, given anti-B reagent, did not agglutinate, so there are no B antigens. The Rh well agglutinated with anti-D reagent, so the patient is Rh positive, so the final blood type is A positive. Sometimes things don't go as planned, and that's okay. Let's talk about what to do if your results aren't clear. If you don't see any agglutination in any of the wells, double-check that you added both the blood and the correct reagent to each spot, and confirm that your reagents are not expired. If you see agglutination in all wells, it could be a sign of contamination or a mix-up with the reagents. Make sure you use a clean toothpick or stirrer for each sample, and never return a used stirrer to a reagent bottle. If your sample looks clotted or there isn't enough blood, you may need to repeat the finger stick and try again. Always remember, if something seems off, it's better to repeat the test than to guess at the results. Blood typing is a hands-on process that's all about careful preparation, attention to detail, and accurately reading the reactions. Take your time, follow each step, and don't hesitate to review the safety and troubleshooting tips as you go. With practice, you'll get comfortable with the process and confident in interpreting the results.